The Legion of Boom is back. Yeah, glad to be here. Glad to have you with us. Welcome into First Take. I'm Prim Saripapat, filling in for Molly Karam, alongside, as always, Skip Bayless here in Bristol, and Stephen A. Smith joins us from the city of brotherly love. Gentlemen, how are we feeling today?
Hey, how you doing, Prim? How's everything going?
Oh, it's
What's
good.
up, Skip?
Everything is well. I'm ready.
You are looking dapper today. I got to give you that. We do have Prim. We welcome her back. But we do not have Miss Connecticut here today, so that means no one is going to have your back when you start to bloviate about your New York football Giants.
I'm playing Switzerland.
Well, if I recall correctly, I think Molly has been the ultimate turncoat. All she's done is have your back since she started on the show. So as far as I'm concerned, it's one-on-one. You're the one that need the help, not me. You know, but I'll leave that for when she comes back. Good to see you, Prim.
Good to see you guys. Glad to be here. I'm Switzerland. I'm completely neutral. Hey, like I said, big win for the Seahawks, but we're going to spin it forward and talk about Sunday's matchup between Skip's Cowboys, who are looking to sweep the season series, versus the New York Football Giants for a third consecutive year. Skip, who wins?
Stephen A. Smith, my Dallas Cowboys are going to win this game. Now, I realize I'm way out on a limb here because your quarterback, Eli Manning, obviously should beat my Cowboys without their star quarterback, Tony Romo. But I am here to tell you that my season, my Dallas Cowboys season, restarts here and now after their bye week. And I will quote the great Bill Parcells. Once upon a time, my Dallas Cowboys coach on his wildly inconsistent Cowboys of that era. And he said, we keep going from the outhouse to the castle. Well, now we're going to go from the outhouse to the Matt Castle, C-A-S-S-E-L. I've told you all week, I just have a good feeling about Matt Castle. I like Brandon Weeden, but it's time to just stay off the weedin', as you often say, and I'm paraphrasing you, because Brandon Weeden played only not to lose those 3 games that he lost. Matt Castle will play to win these games. I'm not trying to anoint him as the savior of my Cowboys, but he's a professional quarterback who presided over an 11-5 year in New England in place of Tom Brady and an 11-5 season in Kansas City. He does know how to win games. I think he will provide the leadership and the life that this offense has been missing, even though I will suggest to you that this offense is going to look a little different to you after the bye week because one Kristen Michael, for whom they traded from the Seattle Seahawks that we just saw leading up to this show, and Kristen Michael, I believe, will get the bulk of the running back carries. I got a fly on my
I got it. Don't you worry.
Today in my suit.
He's bothering you. He's bothering you again because the fly
That's what I'm here
you're
for.
talking nonsense.
He was on your arguments all day yesterday.
That's exactly
why
they're there.
But he loves First Take, so he cannot stay away from First Take. He doesn't want to watch any other show on this network. He just wants to be in the middle of this force field that is First Take. But my point is, Kristen Michael, at 221 pounds, is going to give this offense a sledgehammer back that it has lacked. And Lyle Collins, the extremely talented rookie from LSU, whom the Cowboys obviously stole after the draft, I think will be in the starting lineup. And this offense has been disappointed. I'm sorry, this offensive line has been disappointing over the last 3 games. I think it will bounce back to life. Randy Gregory, the stud rusher off the edge, will be back, I presume, and give some new voltage to a pass rush that already features Greg Hardy. So look out, Eli Manning. And I believe this defense, Stephen A., is going to start showing you right here, right now, it is so much better than it was last year. And my Cowboys, as you well know, are always much better on the road. They have now won 7 straight division games on the road. I don't care what they've been doing against the Giants because those are past history to me, but they play well against division opponents on the road. So I'm saying that even though I respect Eli, I saw that his offensive line didn't protect him very well against the Eagles. I saw that your defense springs a lot of leaks, and I think you'll see it spring more leaks against Matt Castle's offense. I think that we saw a little more of bad Eli than great Eli the other night. And Odell Beckham Jr., as much respect and fear as I have of him, He just doesn't look like he's 100% right now. Has missed some of the practices this week. So I add all that up to my Cowboys are going to put one game in the bank here as they try to just tread water until Tony Romo returns. I'm going 24-21 Dallas at your Giants.
Skip Bayless, may I ask a question? Is Des Bryant playing this Sunday?
Scott Linehan dropped yet another hint the other day that you never know. He might be used sparingly in a limited role. So you should put that in the back of your psyche and just think about it as your New York Football Giants surely are having to at least prepare for the possibility.
Right. So what that means essentially is that the Dallas Cowboys are playing mind games because they can't rely on the talent that they have available to them in order to pull off winning a football game on a Sunday afternoon. I get it. Yeah. I totally understand. Yeah. I understand. You've gone from staying off the weed end to going to the castle, right?
Yep.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be an upgrade, right? So I don't know why you would be concerned. Nevertheless, you clearly are. It is what it is. I understand you're in a level of desperation right now because the Cowboys are reeling. They haven't won in the last month. You've got people calling into my radio show, piggybacking off of what you say here, lamenting the state of the Cowboys because we all understand the level of desperation that has kicked in with you guys. I don't blame you for Skip Bayless. I can't blame you for feeling the way that you feel. And you actually have a decent case because when I think about some of the injuries, Victor Cruz still hasn't been cleared to practice. That calf injury is still messing with him. Odell Beckham Jr., that hamstring situation. Ruben Randle to some degree as well. And then we go to the defensive side of the ball. You've got John Beeson with the knee. You got Unger with the neck. Yep. You got Tremaine McBride with the groin. You got Trevin Wade with the concussion.
Yep.
You got Robert Ayers with a hamstring injury, Jonathan Casillas, Devin Kennard, all of these guys. You got like 7 or 8 different guys on the Giants defense that are far less than 100%. They're debilitated. It seems to me like it would be the perfect afternoon for the Dallas Cowboys to end their doldrums and actually win a football game. But I'm here to tell you, I would have to see it to believe it. I'm rolling with the Giants to win this game. I don't give a damn about all of these injuries that are ailing the New York Giants. They're playing against a mediocre Dallas Cowboys team whose offense is highly suspect. You would think that the Dallas Cowboys can win a game like this, especially since they're going up against a Giants defense that ranks 31st against the pass. So maybe Jason Witten won't be their leading receiver any longer. Maybe Lance Dunbar will have another 100-yard receiving game like he did against Atlanta. Maybe they'll be able to run the football because, after all, you told us they really weren't going to miss DeMarco Murray. Everything was going to be just fine, even though he was gone because they had McFadden and Dunbar and Randall to run the football. But we see how that has worked out thus far, although all of them can play. In the end, something is missing. I don't believe the Dallas Cowboys get it right this week because they beat the New York Giants on Monday, to open the season Monday night, if I remember correctly. Yep. Was that Monday night or Thursday night?
Sunday,
I think it was Monday night, yes, because the Pittsburgh Steelers in New England was the Thursday night, Sunday night. In the end, they won that opener in Dallas that they should not have won. I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't think this Dallas Cowboys team beats these New York Giants 2 times in the same season this go round. I think the Giants escape, and I'm going to emulate your score. I think the Giants ultimately win. I'm not going to go to 24-21 route, actually. I'm going to go more like 27-21. But I believe the Giants win this game by that score because you got Matt Castle that you're relying upon. Good luck with that. I'm really wishing you luck.
You know, that was as unconvincing a game argument as I've ever heard from you because I heard fear in your voice. I heard concern about your Giants. I heard
I'm so concerned.
Deep down, I heard some trepidation on your part that this could go wrong for your Giants because they were not impressive this past Monday night in Philadelphia, as you were the first to admit, sitting in that seat in which you now virtualize on Tuesday morning, right?
Well, listen, what I would say to you is this. You got a bevy of injuries, and I understand that. And in a game of football, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, that's just not a good thing. My biggest thing, the reason why you might deem me non-convincing is because I'm not convinced about the Giants. It's just that I have even less faith in Matt Castle. You know, that's my thing. I would have given the Dallas Cowboys a better chance of beating the New York Giants with Brandon Weeden as your quarterback simply for the sake of continuity. But I think with Matt Castle playing his first game, you got to remember, it's not like he's been a member of the Dallas Cowboys. He was in training camp with them. He's been here all of these weeks and all of this other stuff. No, he was a member of the Buffalo Bills. He got traded to the Dallas Cowboys just a few weeks ago. He's new to all of this. So in my estimation, I think that's a lot, even against a depleted New York Giants defense. I think that's a lot to ask for a quarterback. I think I would give them a better chance if they had Weeden up in there. The fact that it's Castle that they've leaned on shows me the level of desperation that has kicked in with them. I clearly witness it with you because you're so worried about your Dallas Cowboys. You can't stop talking about them. You can't relax. You can't lay back and chill and recognize that Tony Romo eventually will come to the rescue. You are in such panic mode, okay, that you're looking for every little thing that you can find to elevate the Dallas Cowboys to victory. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the Giants recognize how important this game is. I think if the Giants lose this kind of game, particularly coming right off of Monday night's performance against the Philadelphia Eagles, that will be 2 division losses that they could ill afford to have. I think the Giants recognize the level of urgency. I think as long as Odell Beckham Jr. and Ruben Randle play, at least, I think they'll be just fine against the Dallas Cowboys, and I think they'll find a way to win this game.
So I'm going to remind you of something to make my point. Back in 2011, what was my constant refrain on this show? All he does is win. Remember those days? I don't want to invoke the name, but all he does is win. All Brandon Weeden does.
Please don't remind me.
All Brandon Weeden does is lose. That's all he does is lose. Brandon Weeden. So you wanted Brandon Weeden to go up to New York and play your Giants in New Jersey, obviously, because all he does is lose. He just loses and loses. He's a good guy, know him, like him, but as he talked about, he is my Cowboys starting quarterback. I can't win with them. Matt Castle has won a bunch of games in the National Football League. He will not be afraid of this moment against this division arch rival. They will be much better off with Matt Castle.